5%.
What's up, disciplined investor?
We got Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick here with us.
The man, the myth, the legend, Tom Nash.
Peter Schiff on the Power Hour with us live today. Interesting, different, unique, innovative companies. Mia, you are live with us on the Power Hour. What's up?
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Jessica Billingsley is the CEO of Aperna. The best trade idea resource out there.
Hello, guys. How are you? Good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Power Hour today. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm going to make it a full screen since Aaron has a weird chart up on the screen, but here we go. Maybe it's not weird. Maybe it's the next company that you guys are excited to hear from. Just hold your horses. Spencer Israel just closed the SPACs attack show, and so we're sending the people over here. If you're in the channel, this is don't change your channel. Luke is not on right now. It's me, Jason Raznick. Hit your like, hit your subscribe, share on your social. We have a full pack day. Foresight Autonomous coming up in a couple minutes, and then we're going to talk some stock picks, and then we're going to go from there. And Aaron Bree has a special surprise for us at 12:46. And then we are gonna, I don't know. I know we want FRSX. So what's for lunch? We ordered Middle Eastern. It's been delivered, and we have Rohan here today. So Rohan, say hi, Rohan. Oh, he's not zoomed out. Where's the?
What's up?
What's up, Rohan?
I can zoom out.
Oh, they said my mic is very quiet. All right, let me fix this. Is this better? How's my mic now, guys? My mic better?
Sounds good to me.
All right, VS, tell me if my mic's not good. I need to know.
By the way, to those in the office watching, the food is here in the front.
Yep. So anyway, all right, I'm going to bring on our guest. We're not going to wait any longer because Zoltan scheduled for 12:05, and I don't want to make them wait. So I'm going to switch to that right now. 1 second. All right, we add them in. Here we go. Here we go. How are you guys? Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Good evening from Israel.
Good afternoon.
Are you guys both in Israel?
Yes, we are.
Where in Israel?
Yeah.
Well, I'm located in Tel Aviv, in the middle of Israel.
Around you're in Tel Aviv
And
or Jerusalem?
No, I'm a little bit more to the north, not far from Haifa.
Okay. Yep. I know where. How is it? Are you guys having to like seek shelter, or what's it like there right now? We'll get to the company guys in a minute, but I think there's more important stuff at this point. Where do you hear me?
Again, yeah, we can hear you. Yes, I mean, from my perspective, I live up north, so we're less affected by what's going on now in Israel. But everyone is hoping for the good, and finish it with it and go back to normal life.
Okay. All right. Well, we're praying for you guys. We know it's not easy. Yeah. So we'll go to Foresight. Aaron, bring up the chart. Put the tickers on the bottom. Aaron Bree, producer. Okay, thank you. But put the ticker in there you go. All right. So we want to talk to you guys about your company. There's a lot of excitement around it. I mean, Foresight Autonomous. I've seen people in the chat going crazy, waiting for you guys to get here. So excited to have you guys on. Can you give like a quick, I don't know, we call it the Cliff Notes, like a quick summary of what you guys do at Foresight Autonomous and what you're then looking to do over the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll jump straight in and talk a little bit about, from a higher level, Foresight Autonomous Holding, the trading entity, FRSX, is actually duly traded both in the Israeli Stock Exchange and, of course, on the NASDAQ. The main shareholder, holding 11.5%, is an Israeli company called Magna BSP. Magna BSP is actually an Israeli company specializing in surveillance vision solutions in the field of security and defense. All the rest are public floats. So this is the trading entity. Underneath, there are actually 3 segments. There's Foresight Automotive. By the way, this is where I come from. iNet Mobile and Real Vision. Okay? Three entities. I want to focus more a little bit about Foresight Automotive, talking about, diving in a little bit more on this bit from the automotive side. So basically, Foresight Automotive is a technology company developing a smart multispectral vision software solutions for the automotive industry. And basically, it's actually a spin-off of Magna BSP, the main shareholder. So actually, what we're doing here, we're civilizing defense technology. So we didn't start from scratch. Based on mature technology, and we're a spin-off of Magna. And our solutions are actually aimed both for existing ADAS systems today, all the way up to autonomous systems, autonomous vehicles. If it's okay, I want to dive a little bit more about the technology and what we actually do. It's okay, Jason? Can I dive in? I can't hear you. Mute.
Jerome, you're right. You got me on that one. Absolutely. We want to hear about the technology and what you guys do. And honestly, I would appreciate it if you explain it like we're 10-year-olds. So just go basic.
No problem.
Okay. And
as
then
basic as possible.
All right. Thank you, my man. Take it over.
Okay. So basically what we're actually developing at Foresight is what we call a multispectral vision sensor. It's complicated, but I'll explain it very simply. But the bottom line is the ability to detect any obstacle under any harsh weather and lighting conditions. Okay, that's the bottom line. Now, it's important to understand we're a software and algo company. Okay, we use hardware off the shelf, but basically we concentrate on what we do on the development based on the software and algo that we develop. I won't dive in too much as you requested in the technology, but looking, 30,000 feet, basically we mastering in stereo. That's the basic, using two cameras, like our eyes, exactly the same idea. From this stereo, we create a depth map. Basically, it's a pixeled way of looking. It's like a 3D perception of looking on the environment on a pixeled level, meaning that every pixel in the environment has an XYZ location in space. So that's a basic layer. On top of that, we're adding thermal technology, thermal cameras in order to deal with harsh weather and lighting conditions. And basically what we do, we fuse the stereo, the regular stereo and the thermal stereo in order to increase the level of detection capabilities that we provide here. Obviously, on top of that, we're providing a very dense 3D point cloud. Point cloud is a different way to represent the depth map. By the way, very similar in what Lidars create. They create point clouds as well. But we're actually using cameras, to detect that, to create a point cloud. And by doing so, we can create more dense point clouds, dealing with really harsh weather and lighting conditions, high frame rates, passive. Okay, we're passive technology. That's a huge advantage because we're less prone to mutual interferences, and we less drain the battery as well because autonomous vehicles and electrified vehicles are combined as one. You want to use the battery as much as you can for driving. So passive, less energy consumed. I don't want to dive too much in, but I want to focus now on the most disruptive technology we're actually developing at Foresight. This is what we call the automatic calibration module. Basically, using this model, we're taking existing stereo to the future. What do we mean by automatic calibration? Basically, up until now, traditional stereos are using two cameras connected to a rigid bar, okay? Calibrated once, tightly connected to it, and that's how you used the stereo cameras up until now, the traditional way. What we're actually developing, the auto-calibration module, allows to separate, to break this connection to this rigid bar, and now we can place the cameras in different locations and overcome the problem of calibration, keeping the cameras calibrated at any given time using software, okay? So basically, this auto-calibration module is enabling separating the cameras. And the main advantages here now is you can, first of all, have a lot of real estate in which you can put it on the vehicle. Not only behind the windshield, you can put it on the roof tracks, on the side mirrors, in the grille, in the headlamps. Suddenly, there's a lot of more real estate in which we can do it. And obviously, as we increase the baseline we get more accuracy and further down the road, a longer distance by using this method. So basically, these are the main advantages. These are huge advantages because what we're actually doing now, we're breaking the misconceived way of looking at stereo. Okay? Stereo up until now was a traditional stereo with limited capabilities in distance, flexibility, and accuracy. So each one of these, I wouldn't call them disadvantages, but each one of these issues, we're now fixing it by using the Auto Calib, flexible, long distance, increased accuracy. Now, when you want to look at our, competitive advantage, so what do we do better in the end of the day? First of all, again, stereo we have the ability to detect any type of object, not only classified, which usually this is how a mono camera uses its method of detection by classifying objects. But we're like a hybrid approach, both classified and non-classified together. And therefore, basically, we can detect anything. It can be an animal, a rock, a tree that fell on the road. Anything which will be in front of it will detect. In addition to that, any weather and lighting conditions. We're using thermal cameras, and they have amazing capabilities in dealing with harsh weather and lighting conditions. And this is a big problem in the automotive industry. Dense point cloud, we talk about passivity, long distances, flexibility, and obviously in the end of the day, I talked a lot about performance, but there's a cost issue as well. We're using cameras. Cameras are a cheap technology in order to achieve all these advantages I talked about now. Okay, so I hope I gave you a little bit of taste of what we're doing and what are the advantages and what we bring.
The cameras. Talking just cameras for a second. You were mentioning cameras in mirrors and stuff. Like, how does that impact, visual, seeing things? Like, you putting the cameras in different spots. How does that impact things?
Again, it depends where you put it. When you put it behind the windshield, obviously you design the system to overcome the windscreen itself. You can put it on roof racks. So basically, it's out there. As there's nothing impacting the lenses. The side mirrors, I don't know if you've seen, but lately I saw on the last CES, I think I saw it. It's not only rear view mirrors looking to the back using cameras. There's no mirrors anymore, but there's front facing cameras. So we can now use these front-facing cameras to create stereo and provide the 3D perception with all its benefits I talked earlier.
Okay, and we were mentioning Lidar. Elon Musk hates Lidar. Okay, what's your take on Lidar? Again,
Lidar has been there in the last few years, and there's a lot of I wouldn't say the new kid on the block, but put a lot of attention in many companies. And in the end of the day, we believe Lidar will be there. Okay, in the end of the day, what we bring let's say, first of all, we believe that with our technology, we will not need other technologies out there. Okay, because we're providing cameras, we're providing 3D perception, we provide thermal capabilities. So when I look at what we bring, I think we bring the good things of each other sensors out there. What do we mean by that? Radar looks great through weather conditions. Cameras, obviously, cameras have color, and they can see text and lanes, etc. And Lidar has point clouds, but we believe our point clouds are much better quality in terms of density, frame rates, dealing with harsh weather, etc. So by combining all together, I think we bring here a better solution. In the end of the day, we're not there on our own. There's a lot of redundancy out there, but we believe that we're taking vision to the next step and bringing other capabilities that weren't out there at the moment. So
and Jerome and Ellie, how did you guys get into this? Like, what's your background?
Ellie, you want to?
Yeah, I am the CFO of the company. I'm with the company from initiation, so it's almost 6 years. And Jerome comes from the business development side, and we're very enthusiastic about the company. Both of us, many years in the company, looking to grow the business as much as possible.
Okay. And what about yours, Jerome? Before this company, what were you up to?
I was in different areas all the time. Business development. I was in the defense area. I was in the shipping industry. I was in different areas. Okay, but you know the main thing that the thread that goes throughout all these companies is doing business development. And actually, I met Chaim, the CEO of the company, while I was in a different company in Japan, talking about the company I worked for, and then we became very good friends here throughout the years that went by. And then one day, Chaim said, "Look, I'm taking the technology, moving it to Foresight. Come and work with us." And that's it. So the rest is history. I'm very happy. I'm working with the whole team.
Okay,
I'm very excited, as Eddie said.
No, and the company is very exciting. Any new partnerships that we should be aware of?
So basically, when we talk a little bit about partnership, I think the best way to look at it is splitting it into three. What do we mean by splitting it into three? I think first of all, there's the supplier side. Okay, we're using hardware. Okay, so we're trying to partner with the best partners out there in each one of the hardware that we use. Let's say, for example, FLIR Systems. FLIR Systems are the largest thermal camera manufacturers in the world and the leading one in the automotive industry. So we partnered with them. And this helps both sides, sharing the customer network in between us, doing marketing activities together. We, for example, did some joint blogs together. Recently, we produced even a joint brochure. In some, in some places, we even in this CES, the previous CES, we were there in their booth. So we're doing a lot of marketing activities and some R&D activities as well. So this is from the supplier side. On the other side, on the frontal side, we have the tier one, that's the second one, tier one integrators. For example, Elbit Systems. Elbit Systems is the largest defense company here in Israel. It's a huge integrator and one of the leading ones in the world. And by the way, with them, we signed the first commercial agreement with Elbit, partnering together in the field of defense.
I know Elbit pretty well. It's been around for a while. So you have a deal with Elbit Systems?
It's actually a commercial contract in which they have exclusivity in the defense world, okay, for promoting our technology. We recently as well announced that we moved to the next step with one of their end customers as well of developing a product for these guys. So this is the second, we talked about the suppliers. The next one is the tier ones. And obviously the last one is the customers, the OEMs, the automotive OEMs. And by the way, to the tier ones and the customers, we sold part of the partnerships, testing our technology and then moving to partnerships. We're selling prototypes. So far we sold for the tier ones the integrators, 3 prototype systems and 5 prototype systems to the OEMs as well. So, we're pushing very hard to the tier 1 and customer partnerships as well. So these are the 3 types of partnerships that we have.
Okay. So now when you're talking about expansion for your company, I know investors have asked me to ask about upcoming revenue quarters and all that and financials. But before I do that, I know money follows, it doesn't lead. One of the things that for your company to grow, do you have to be, doing well in the US? Like, how do you guys really grow in a big way? And I know you guys have the vision to grow in a big way. I can tell from what the answers you've given and the details you've gone into. But I just want to know how do you guys see substantial growth ahead?
Eddie, do you want to take this from a financial aspect?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think it's more a business issue, and I think that maybe we can share our sales cycle side of the business. And mostly what we do, it's a 3-phase process. The first phase is that we engage with the customers. We usually sell a prototype or an evaluation kit, or we do some kind of a proof of concept project with them for them to understand the technology, test it, feel it, touch it. That's the first phase, and this is exactly what we've been doing for the past few years, right upon now. The second phase is what we call a co-development phase. Co-development means that a customer evaluated our technology, and he was expressed with the technology, and now he wants to understand if this technology can be suited to his specific requirements and needs. Okay, let's take an example. If we show our technology in a field of view of 30 degrees, and the customer needs it to be 90 degrees, then fine, we go into a SOW, a scope of work, and that's exactly where we do a co-development jointly with the customer. And if we are successful, we move to the next stage, which is called the design win. And this is exactly where we want to be. A design win means that our technology is going to be employed or deployed in a specific vehicle or specific model in a specific time frame. So this is how we work, and this is how the industry works, and we have to go through that phase. We are now in the second phase of the co-development. We are hoping that we can bring to the market a few agreements of co-developments this year, and hopefully next year we can win a few design wins. Now, when you have a design win, our customers are all the big players, the big OEMs, the big tier ones, big volumes. Some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger. But again, expansion-wise, we are all over the world. We're working in North America, in the Far East, Japan, China, and Europe as well. So our target is to go as wide as possible and as big as possible.
Okay, no, that's good. Ellie, one more question for you. When do you guys announce earnings? Like when's the next quarterly date?
It should be actually in a few days.
Okay.
Most probably by the end of this week. Okay.
Trying to think if there's any other. Are there items that we didn't talk about? I know we have like a couple more, maybe a couple more minutes that you guys want to make sure investors hear about. I know we see like 500 here, but about 10,000 people will see this interview or more. So, is there anything else you want to add in about your company? Foresight Autonomous.
Yeah, I think maybe we should leave space for two more questions. Or maybe you can lead us through the catalysts that we're expecting to see in 2021, so the investors can look and expect them. And then maybe I can talk a little bit about finance and our cash position.
Sounds good to me.
So in terms of catalysts, if I'll go one by one, Foresight Automotive. So basically, as Eli mentioned earlier, we're putting a lot of effort in 2021 to move towards POC. So it's actually initiating a POC with an OEM or tier one for tailoring our technology to their needs. The next one will be initiating a co-development project with an OEM and tier one. Okay, so these are the two main things aimed for 2021 for Foresight. From iNet, our subsidiary, again, they announced quite a few announcements recently. They're doing a lot of work. They mentioned the first commercial agreement and quite a few pilots. So they're focusing on adding additional pilots with potential partners, and obviously additional commercial agreements to integrate their technology into existing applications with the substantial numbers out there. And lastly, Rail Vision. Rail Vision is a pure financial investment from our perspective. But again, from Rail Vision's perspective, it's additional commercial agreements. They've had so far 2. Now they're working very hard on expanding it as well. So these are the main catalysts for all the 3 companies in 2021.
How many people work at the companies right now?
So the entire group today is roughly 70 employees.
17 or 70?
What? 70.
That's what I thought. Okay,
most of it is R&D and engineering.
Okay, so you guys think there's great things to come. We just got to be patient and get your technology out there.
Definitely, we are in the midst of a very interesting segment. It's it's the right time, the right moment. We have the right technology. This is what we feel. We're very excited that we can bring it to the world. to prevent accidents from happening, and to make the world a better place.
Got it. No, and that's what we're looking for. I mean, literally, people die every day from car accidents, every single day. Right now, it's sad. It's very sad. But the safety measures I have an electric car, and I would have rear-ended a car 2 days ago. Pretty, not big, but decently. The car automatically stopped for me. It was unbelievable. So, the things that technology can do. So, will you please come on when you have more information to announce, or after your earnings potentially? People are asking questions. They want to know when the technology will be bought by Mazda and different manufacturers. And I think, that's what people are, yeah, listen, investors aren't patient, right? They're always like, what want to hear the news today, yesterday. So, just let me know, and please come on the show again. We have stuff to announce. Is that good, Ellie and Jerome?
Sure thing. Thank you very much, Jason, for having us. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for coming out from Israel, and most of all, be safe, and hopefully we get peace in the Middle East sooner than later. It's terrible what's going on right now, so just terrible. We're thinking about you guys, though. We're thinking about you and I'm in Detroit, Michigan. I'm in Detroit, Michigan, so thinking about you guys from Detroit. So thank you guys for coming on again. Zoltan, thank you for arranging this. Really appreciate it. Okay, guys. Good luck with Foresight Autonomous.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Have a good day. Okay, guys. That's Foresight Autonomous. Very cool company, FRSX. Very impressive, and technology. Naturebound, stay off your phone. What do you mean? My phone is not even here. So I guess I don't know what he's talking about. He's not even talking. Maybe he's talking to someone else. But anyway, we have an exciting guest coming up in just a minute. It's Michael Feehan, always willing to jump in and help. That's what I'm talking about. I want to change our. Okay, I'll tell you my issue. I asked Rohan like 4 days ago to change the screen cover. When you go to YouTube and you see the screen cover, you see me and Luke. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's just a terrible thing. I want our screen cover changed. So on Monday when I came to the show, I thought our screen cover thing, whatever you call that, would be changed. Nope, it's still my ugly little face. Then I looked at the second day. Today, it's still my ugly little face. So I don't know. So Rohan was supposed to have Saturday, Sunday, and then he said that Enver is doing it, but Enver always does everything. So I don't know. Maybe one of you guys can come up with better screen captures for the show, because I don't know. It needs a change. If you can, send an email, powerhour@benzinga.com. powerhour@benzinga.com. The rear end story. Oh, stay off your phone, Naturebound. Oh, so Naturebound, if you're making an assumption like that, then be more clear on your assumption. Like, say what the assumption was. It was hard for me to assume what you were assuming and me assuming. So I got you though. Good point. Okay. Get a picture of me coaching Luke. Whatever you guys got to do. I need a new screenshot for the thing. It doesn't even have to be my face. It could be something that makes people want to click on it. But the way it is not good. I asked Rohan a few days ago and didn't get it done, and I'm just annoyed. Okay. So now we have a guest coming up. So let's do that, right? Aaron Bree, come on live, because you look so nice today. Aaron Bree, come on live. Come on.
Aaron. How we doing?
Good. How are you? You look very nice today. So we know we have a guest coming on right now.
Wait, you want to hear something funny that I kind of screwed up?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
So I was finding some guests to bring on Neil's show, Get Technical, and I found this girl on Twitter she posts all this charts of technical analysis of cryptos and everything, and I was like, oh, she seems cool, like let's invite her on. And so I invited her on, and then today I was like doing some more research on her Twitter, and she's like a risque model, like has a whole and I was like, oh, I don't think we can do it. I'm sorry.
Everyone in the chat to say, who is this person now? Who is this person? I
know, but it's kind of like your story of when you had a lady like come for the interview and she like opened her book,
Yeah. You want me to tell that story right now?
We do have a guest, but real quick.
The guest will enjoy it. It'll take 2 seconds.
All right.
So guys, when I started Benzinga, I was in my basement. Okay. Mia Khalifa, yeah, she was on, but that's different. Okay. So Ross, Dave. Okay. Well, there was when I started Benzinga, I was in my basement. I had a 6-month-old baby at home. I had no money, all that kind of stuff. I put ads on Craigslist for my hires, which I think Craigslist is actually a decent source. So one of this person's come in. She was one of these people. I don't know correct grammar here. I apologize, but she came in. Moral of the story, and not moral of the story, but she came in and she worked at Morgan Stanley Merrill Lynch as like an assistant. So she comes in. We're doing the interview. We're in the basement, and she has this like book with her. It's like a wide book like this and this. And eventually I'm like, so what's in the book at the end of it? I'm like, should I look at the book? She's like, well, I didn't know. Yeah, you can look in the book. So we open up the book, and it's a book of, what do they call it? Boudet. I don't know.
Something like that.
Boudet modeling pictures of like, in not clothed or very little clothed, but that was my first or second interview of a hire for Benzinga. And Victorio says, please talk more slowly. You can on YouTube, you can slow the version down to 0.75 or 0.5. So you can do that.
I actually had an idea for that, like way before it was a thing, like a Chrome extension that you could slow down anything. So if you were watching like a boring Netflix show like House of Cards, you could speed it up to like 1.5. And then now everything has it. YouTube has it. Netflix has it. But I had the idea as just like an extension.
Aaron Bree, I love the idea, but guess what?
It doesn't. The ideas don't mean shit.
Ideas are like assholes. Everyone has one. It's the execution that means everything. So I worked on TiVo before it got created. So this book of these photos that this girl had, it was hilarious. And I was like, okay, we're in my house. And so I still kept the company in my house, and then she left, whatever. I didn't end up hiring her. I was like, if I hire her, this may not go good. And so I didn't hire her. But then the next interview guy comes in. I think his name was like Jacob Weinstein or something like that. It's not that. It's something like that. I'm about to hire the guy, and somehow I see. Did she leave me a copy? It's before iPhones. I didn't take photos of it. So I'm about to hire this guy, and somehow I look on his resume, and I see he worked at the Pistons and the Palace, and I had a friend that worked there. And they're like, and I call the person, and they're like, I'm like, hey, I'm hiring this guy, Jacob Weinstein. Let's just say that's the name. And they're like, Jason, you can't hire him. And I'm like, why? He's like, well, I'm not really supposed to say this. I can get in trouble. But he stole $35,000 from the Pistons. Okay. And this guy I like loved. So I'm like, oh shit, I got to move Benzinga out of my house. Now I'm hiring people who are criminals in my house.
Maybe it was Harvey.
Maybe it was who?
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Next guest. We got next guest. Aaron Breed's interview. We're going to do the thing right now. Hold on. Alrighty, here we go. What is up, my man? How are you?
Hello,
Stavros.
Jason, Aaron. How you doing, guys?
How is life?
It's very good.
Oh,
it's very good.
That's
sorry to
good.
disappoint. I've got some type of entertainment, but different type.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it a little bit. But these are all true stories. These are all true stories, and I'm sure you have your own as well. So Aaron wants to jump in with you and ask some quick questions. So sure. Aaron, take it away, my man.
Yeah. So Stavros, you're the head of research over here at Orbex.com. Orbex. Am I saying that right?
Correct. Yeah, Orbex.
Now you are. You first said it wrong. Okay, go ahead.
Just real quick, can you give us the elevator pitch, just 60 seconds on what Orbex is?
Orbex is a regulated broker in the area of Cyprus, beautiful island. We offer a range of assets, mainly, forex stocks, but also indexes, gold, as well as oil for retail traders, also professional traders as well. So pretty much I'm heading the investment research department. So there is a lot of free content that we do at Orbex. And this is, of course, for everybody to go whenever they like and have a look. We do amazing research on a quarterly basis as well, with some very hot picks, and which I have a couple actually for today. And mainly our over the past few years, I would say, I've really tailored the investment, technical at least sides of the investment research department to Elliott waves, which you might have heard of, you might have not heard of the people who listen here today. But I wanted to introduce people to Elliott waves because when they're used in combination with some fundamentals, and when we pick a couple of headlines and combine them with technicals, we can find very good opportunities going forward. And this is one of the reasons that I wanted to pop in today and show you that I've got a couple of stocks that are likely to move. And, I thought it would be a good opportunity to show which ones.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're able to share a screen. I don't know if you have this, or if you just want me to pull up the stocks real quick, then we can check those out.
Share screen, 1 second. Okay, there we go. So, are we live? Yeah, yep. There we go. So, before going into a quick analysis, just to mention that there's been quite a few interesting headlines about Tesla recently. They have been involved also with cryptocurrencies. Some interest in Tesla has shifted towards crypto. Then we've got even Tesla backers like ARK Investments have spent more on buying up crypto. And then yesterday, what was very interesting to watch was that Michael Burry of The Big Short, he's disclosed that he has taken some major short positions in Tesla. So the first thing I had to do is go and check what my waves are actually showing me so that I can validate whether, there is going to be some sort of correction or not. The truth is that over these sides in Europe, we are also, we do short and long trading as well, so I'm not sure. We do look for opportunities on the both sides of the market. So what I wanted to do is give you a quick overview of how the chart has actually reached the level that is reached up to the 894 and what I'm expecting to happen going forward. Okay, and there's going to be two scenarios on that. One is the main scenario, and the second, of course, is going to be the alternative scenario. Now, obviously, as markets develop, there are chances that we might get something else happening, but that is the power of the Elliott waves, one might say. Many people that don't know about Elliott waves think that subjectivity is its weakness, but it's actually its strength, because if a scenario doesn't happen, then the other one does. So quickly on to giving a quick intro first, I want to show that particular move over here. You see it's as 1, 2 over here. Then you've got the pink color 3, the pink 4, the pink 5. What this really indicates is a progression in an impulse, okay? And without overlaps, that indicates that there is a very good opportunity, not a very good opportunity, there is actually progress into the market. There is a trend continuation. So these 5 waves over here denote the cycle degree move of Tesla, okay? So we haven't even done cycle wave 3 yet, and then we've got 4 and 5. Now, if we look at the structure in the pink wave 3, we've got another 5-wave move structure over here, right? You can see 1, 2 in the black, 3, 4 in the black, and then 5. What this means is that in the cycle, we've done the first, the second, and the third waves, and currently in this box over here, we are forming the 4th wave, right? Now, the current structure that we see over here, suggests that we're going to see a correction in a 3-wave move, which is pretty obvious here. And after that, probably another 3-wave move up and another 3-wave move down. And that is going to be called the end of the correction over here for wave 4. And from there, we'll continue up in wave 5. Now, you might ask, well, I know it's correcting, but how is that really helping me with my trades? It helps for 2 reasons. First of all, we can identify where exactly or approximately the correction can end, okay? Now, if we use the usual Fibonacci retracement over here, you can see that we start from wave 2 and all the way up to that wave 3, the black one, right? you've got the 38.2, the 56.1, 78.6 Fibonacci retracements, right? So we can see that wave 2 over here ended at 61.8. Now that wave has to equal 100%, right? In its totality. So if we look at the rule of it, because there's guidelines in Elliott waves, so there is the guideline of equality, which means that a wave from top to bottom is 100%. If you're going to have a correction at 68 over here, then the rest of the wave has to correct 38%, because 38 and 62 equal to 100, right? So a lot of people might have lost what I'm saying if they're not familiar with it.
Well, here's what I gotta say, Starbucks, real quick. I'm sorry about this, but I do gotta kind of cut you off here. But you know, like we said, this is a nice introduction. I want to get you back on our Get Technical show so we can get more in depth in this technical analysis. We do that show every day right after this one, so we'll find a good time, maybe next week or the week after that, and we can do a full 30-minute breakdown of your Elliott wave strategy.
Not a problem at all.
And I know you're also interested in crypto, and we have a big crypto guest coming up, an early investor in Shiba. So if you'd like, you can stick around for that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I wouldn't have no issues to do that.
All right, awesome, Starbucks. Well, again, sorry to cut you off early today, but we're gonna get you back on Get Technical.
Soon.
All right, thank you for coming on, Sarahs. Bye-bye. Nice transition, Aaron Bree, and we're excited for this guest. We can in Russ we trust crypto, right?
In Russ we trust. You got the video? Or
I got it. I got the video. Right. I can do this. Okay, you give me a chance, I'll do this. All righty. In Russ we trust crypto.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. You look great. Like the hat, like the background, just like everything. Thanks, man, for coming on.
So, Russ, we spoke on the phone yesterday. Can you give our audience some background on kind of?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh,
go Aaron, go ahead.
I think there's a big lag or something. Let's see.
There may be. Is there a lag? Can you hear us now? Yeah, there is a lag. Yeah. Can you? Where are you located?
He's out in LA.
Why is there such a lag?
Even in Israel, there wasn't that big
of a lag here. I could bring it up on another device though.
Let's hear. I'll message you on his phone. Maybe you can try on his phone.
Yeah. I'm from Connecticut. I'm out in LA right now.
Keep going.
So, anyways, audience, some more background. Russ here, we were speaking yesterday, was a very early investor in Shiba Inu. And he's one of these guys that, I mean, this is like the top of the top success story, how life-changing some of hello?
All right. Yeah, we'll try this from my phone.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit less of a lag.
Okay.
So do you mind just giving our audience some background and kind of how you got started in Shiba, what that looked like for you, what that process was like?
Yeah, I've been into crypto for 6 years now, maybe a little bit more. Always on boards from my WhatsApp group is like my main crew. We have been working together for so long looking at crypto. We've got, Discord, Telegram, Facebook, multiple groups on each platform. And back in February, we came across Shiba. I kind of brought it to my guys. I had heard it from some of our other people, and everybody had kind of heard of it from someone. And from the people that we heard about it from, it wasn't connected. So it wasn't like we were shouting it out and then it was just coming back to us from our own opinions. It was people from across the world talking about this random coin that was 0.7 zeros and a 1. We're like, what is this? So I looked into it, sent it to some of my my other guys who, we've got people from Harvard to MIT to everywhere that are graduates from all these great schools, and they looked at it, they're like, this seems too good to be true. I was like, that's exactly my thoughts on Shiba. So we started putting in a couple $100. It was such a process to even attain Shiba at that point, from downloading Coinbase and Coinbase Wallet and then transferring and then going on this website called etherscan.io. You had to find contract addresses, very completely complicated for anybody who's never done crypto, even for us who had done crypto before. So I decided to take the reins and say, you know what, I'll facilitate everything. I will teach everybody how to do this, and we're going to get this off the ground. And we set a 2-year plan to where we would all become like, millionaires. Whew, did it take off? I mean, before you know it, within 2 months, we were that tenfold off of, $100, $200, $300 investments. And Shiba's real. It's the most functional coin for something that's less than a penny that I have seen in my crypto history.
So that was going to be my next question, was what do you say to people that say that Shiba is just a joke, a meme coin, alongside Doge?
Hey, I respect everybody's opinion. They just don't know what crypto is then. It's kind of like when you ask somebody, what do you think about Bitcoin? They're like, it's stupid. It's like, can you explain what Bitcoin is? They're like, it's just stupid. They don't really know what crypto is. And that's why we're here to educate people on what cryptocurrency is, and that not every cryptocurrency coin is trying to be the next currency. They are, store of values. And with Shiba, they're creating this whole network, which did start, with Doge, which is unrelated. Maybe I think it could be related to Dogecoin. I think Elon and Mark Cuban have some tricks up their sleeve. But what Shiba's doing is coming up with something called Shiba Swap, where you will be able to get other coins like Treat and Bone coins, and like the infrastructure that this company has for a meme coin is actually incredible. Their white papers are very meticulous. The amount of tests that they're doing everything right. They're not releasing and gonna make everybody go through that whole like bug phase where everything crashes. I see a lot of potential, and people who think they missed the boat, like I don't think the boat's even taken off the dock yet with this one.
And I don't know if you feel comfortable, but you mentioned kind of you had a plan to become millionaires and then were tenfold. But do you feel comfortable sharing kind of like the peak of what your Shiba wallet was worth, and then kind of why you couldn't sell some of that?
Yeah, real quickly, my wallet went from $10,000 up to $3 million, which I mean, after taxes and everything like that, I can live pretty comfortably. But I had invested, my knowledge to all of my friends and family, hundreds of people, whether it be my best friends, but some close friends, and then they're telling their friends. And at that point, it was so fresh. I mean, this was just 3 weeks in. It was just astonishing what the growth was. But if I had pulled that kind of money out, that to everybody else would be like a rug pull. And I would have crashed the market myself. And I wasn't going to take life-changing money for myself, but, ruin all the investment money that all my friends and family had put into it. That's just not worth it. So that's why I decided to hold on to it. And at my high point, I was at probably $12 million off of, I increased my investment to 20 grand. And the people that held strong, they're still up there in the $8 and $10 million range with probably a $5,000 investment. I've spread my portfolio. I still have a ton of Shiba, but I've got Ethereum Max, some other coins that are just long-term holds, things like that.
Wow. Yeah, no, I just love that story, because it's such a conundrum that you get yourself into, that it's worth that much, but you can't really sell any because you can't do the rug pull, and you've got your own friends and family into it now.
Good problem to have.
Great problem to have. And then so I'm seeing some good questions in the chat asking, kind of compare Shiba with some other coins, to Ethereum, to Cardano, to Ripple. What makes Shiba stand out to you?
Well, they're not trying to be an Ethereum. Cardano is, and Cardano's a great coin. Cardano is a very fast network, very equitable to Ethereum, and long term, that's going to be a $10 plus coin. Right now, you could probably get it for under $2. I just have it. I've had it for so long, I don't even check the price anymore. I just know I'm making money. I think I've got that coin at 10 cents or something. But Shiba's not trying to be a network. It's not trying to be a foundation for anything. It's trying to give a different perspective and say, here's a swap that we have. For those of you who don't know what a swap is, it's kind of like E-Trade, but if you could buy shares and then trade them with your friends, like baseball cards, and say, yeah, well, I'll take 2 Ethereum, you give me 0.1 Bitcoin or whatever. And with that swap, it's something that anybody else who's tried to do it, they charge absorbent fees, and Shiba Swap has promised not to really do that. And they're giving crazy bonuses to stake your coins. Staking coins would be the equivalent of giving your bank money and putting it in a CD where you can't take it out for 3 years, and you gain a little interest. You gain, insignificant interest if you ask me, but with Shiba Swap, you can take it out in a day. Or if you want to sign a little contract and say, I'm not going to take it out for 6 months, they're going to give you more rewards. If you want to leave for a year, you're going to get more rewards. And we're talking 30, 40% returns in some of these. And when those coins take off, I mean, you used to be able to stake Ethereum and get Ethereum Classic, which started off at $1. Now it's over $100. So if you can see just the growth that's happened, this wasn't 40 years ago. This happened last year. Dogecoin went from 0 cents to 71 cents within a year and a half. These are not ancient stories that your grandparents are telling. These are happening right now. And that's why I want everybody to be educated about crypto. Get educated. You didn't miss the boat. There's 1,000 more boats coming. Just do the research. This is like an adult quiz where it's open book. If you pass it, you're a millionaire.
Yeah. And I mean, that the staking, that's something that as an investor really interests me, because if you find a site or exchange that's going to offer you, like, as you said, 20, 30, 40% to stake the coin, and then you also pick a coin that appreciates in value, you get both returns. You get return from the coin growing and the staking.
Yep.
Which obviously
it's a win-win.
40%. I mean, any investor in any sphere will take 20, 30, 40% annual return. You do that year over year, you're going to be in a good position.
It's crazy. Some of my friends, shout out Rob, one of my friends, he studied it really well, and he's making insane money right now. And it's just, there's so much money to be made, you can't even follow it all. You just got to do your research. And I say that because some people think that you're just lucky, and then so they went out and they'll go and throw $1,000 in. First off, don't ever invest something more than you're willing to lose. But do your research. Talk to a friend. If you don't have a friend that's into crypto, you can find one online. Go to one of my pages. You'll find plenty of people that are willing to help. And that's the thing. Educate yourself before you just throw money at something where you just like the name of the coin. Not a good strategy.
Yeah, and then so I got a couple more questions as we wrap up here. First of all, I mean, are there any coins catching your eye right now where, like, if you had $10,000 cash sitting there, you would feel comfortable just kind of YOLOing it into a new coin?
Long term, I put 20% into Cardano for sure. If you want some overnight success, Shiba, obviously. And Emax is making some strong moves. Ethereum Max. And I mean, it's always nice to have some Ethereum. Ethereum's the start and the stop to all of crypto, and it's never going to change. So those would be my picks. A little, risk tolerance, a little risk averse.
Got a bunch of people in the chat talking about Emax, so might have to check that one out.
Yeah, definitely.
And then my last question was just, where can people find more of you? Maybe some people that here in Zinger Nation that are watching that, they want to start trusting Russ. They want to start following you.
If you go to inrusswetrustcrypto.com, you can see all of my handles. You can subscribe to my email newsletter, and that's the start. We're going to start offering recommendations for crypto picks. We've got a huge celebrity clientele that's already on board, from Denise Richards, Carmen Electra, Chevy Chase, Antonio Brown, Chris Weidman from the UFC. We've got some great people that are looking to get started with promoting Shiba and getting into this whole crypto space to make a lot of money.
Yeah, we got people in the chat saying Russ is legit. Thanks to him, I'm debt free and much more comfortable. So I mean, it's really cool that you're able to do something that not only you love, obviously, which is crypto, but helping people and kind of changing lives out here.
That's awesome. It's definitely the most rewarding part of this. It doesn't feel like a job at all.
And you said it better than I could or anyone else, saying don't, invest with something you're not willing to lose. Cause that's everything has great things and sad things to it. And that's the sad thing with all this madness is you do see people that are coming out and saying like, oh, I lost XX amount of money. I needed that, etc. When it's like, really, if you reserve it to cash that you're willing to lose, then you can be you can have a good risk appetite.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and I see Chris in the chat. I'm a big UFC guy, so we got to get Chris on the show sometime.
Yeah, Chris is awesome. He's got some time off right now, unfortunately, and we're going to be working a lot with getting his portfolio up and running. And I'm looking forward to it. He's my favorite fighter, so to be able to even talk with him is just incredible.
Awesome. All right, Russ. Well, we got to check in more. I'm sure as this saga comes along, we'll have more developments. Whether it be with Shiba or a different coin. I'm excited to see kind of what's going on with all this altcoin madness.
It's madness. Wild, wild west right now. Jump in.
Yeah. All right. Well, our show's coming to an end here, but yeah, Russ, let's stay in contact. And like I said, hop back on the show anytime you got news about Shiba, Emacs, whatever it is, let's do it.
Cool. Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Of course. And coming up, we got Get Technical, where we're doing some technical analysis. I don't know if that interests you. Russ.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
I'll watch it, but TNA doesn't really apply to most of the crypto stuff that we're looking at. So
right.
I know it.
Just straight moon blasts. We're talking just straight moon blasts on Shiba.
Yeah, the technical analysis, man, I spent so much time trying to learn Fibonacci and everything, and it just doesn't apply to most of these things. It really doesn't.
Some people do trade. I mean, people were trading Dogecoin and trading Bitcoin all on the technical. So some people do it with the cryptos.
And what about that for they were trading Doge and Bitcoin?
Just using the technicals and Fibonacci's and stuff and claiming it. Or,
sure. It definitely applies. It applied way more so for Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything else. But for these moonshots right now, it's a whole nother ball.
It's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, it really is. So so many other factors. It's more fun. It's exciting. It's crazy to even. I mean, I'll tell you right now, Bitcoin's going to be over 100 grand. Bitcoin will probably be at $250,000 in my lifetime, and I've got like a quarter Bitcoin because it's just not sexy enough right now. It's fun, it's energy to like get everybody on board with these ones that everybody wants to go in on, and that's where the excitement's at. That's what people are excited about. It's the new Bitcoin generation. So,
yep. Well, again, Russ, can't thank you enough for coming on. We'll be in contact, and Shiba to the moon.
Shiba to the moon. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.